Don't you do it. We have a guest, Prag. Don't do it.
Don't do
Don't
what?
do it.
Roman Polanski,
Yeah.
or
No.
is there time to watch the movie? Which joke don't you want me to say? Okay, I'll do one.
Both.
Is there time to watch the movie Roman Polanski? Free Roman. Right?
We have a very special guest today on the Three Grandmas podcast. He is a good friend of mine that I've known for quite a long time now. I reckon I've known Jake for, would you say 7 years, 8 years? Is it that long? Or 5 years?
When was our first year of university? 2022 or 2021? Yeah, I think it was 2022.
I think it's 2020. I think 2021. Because I've been in Kalgoorlie for 2 years, and we were there for longer than 2 years. I think 2021. So maybe 4 years.
4 years, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so we met at a film school. I've had a few of my friends from film school on the podcast already, and I'm so glad that I finally got Jake on here as well. We worked on a couple of films together, and I just want Jake to take it away. And what are you up to? Explain yourself. Yeah. Sell yourself to the crowd.
In, Jake.
Sell myself. Oh boy.
Yeah, sell your soul.
So my name is Jake. I am actually from WA, but I live in Melbourne now. Another fellow WA person. Western Australia. How would you explain Western Australia to
it's like
Todd and is there like an equivalent American state?
I would say Texas. What's the gold digging state?
That's
Texas,
accurate.
I would say.
Yeah, Texas.
Yeah.
I'm from a slightly less shitty town than Mr. JC, but not by much.
What's yours?
The bar
called,
is
Jake?
pretty low over there. But no, I grew up in a bunch of small coastal and country towns in WA, and then I moved to Melbourne about 5 years ago now to study film, where I met Mr. JC here. Yeah, we've worked on a bunch of each other's films. You've worked on like most of my films, right? You were
I think so.
I distinctly remember you on most of my sets.
I learned editing style, and I learned how good of an editor he was from watching his work with you, right? Is that the last thing you did, JC? The editing?
Space Between Us? Yes.
Space Between Us? Yeah.
I think he's really good at it.
And I also worked on this film before that, The Space Between, and they're not related. They're not sequels.
Is that a Dave Matthews music video?
He loves that title. He loves that sequence of words.
Just name everything The Space Between, and just like fuck you. We're gonna name it The Space Between. I don't know. It's nothing to do with the last one. No, it's the same title. I don't know why. That's what it's called.
That's like Weezer calling every album Weezer.
Right.
Yeah.
Sick.
I specifically remember us being so torn up choosing a name for that film. Even like it came down to like the day,
Long Road Home.
a couple days before the premiere, we were still trying to figure out a name.
The working title was A Long Road Home, but the movie had nothing to do with a long road or home, really. I mean, it sort of did, but it wasn't about the journey. It was about the separation of the journey. But yeah.
But in university, I fell into writing and directing. I usually write dramas, family dramas, touching on stuff like culture and diaspora and that sort of stuff. Familial relations. And I finished university like 2 years ago now? No, a year ago now. Since then, I have actually kind of switched tracks a little bit, and I'm writing a novella. I'm taking a break from screenwriting. And always watching movies. So as much as I can.
Title? Do we have a working title for the novella?
No, not yet. You know what I'm like with titles.
Just call it Space Between. I want the novella to call it Space Between.
You know what? We'll just call it The Space Between.
Just make it green. Just a different color every time. I mean,
my entire filmography, and it was just going to be The Space Between.
So this film must have resonated with you past lives, because I can see a lot of corollaries in the modes you like to work in and the stories you like to tell, because this is very much about unrequited love. It's almost like a modern Emily Bronte, drama about manners and the tension between and the threads that pull people that are out of their control, and how they can't let go of those certain feelings and the entanglements that we get in. And it's I found this movie to be very elegant and beautifully photographed. And just, I took some of the shots that he had of the city when it was raining. I thought those were beautiful. The reflection shots that he had. Impressionist.
It's directed by Celine Song.
Did the cinematography though?
No, cinematography was someone else.
See, I'm trying to congratulate the photographer, JC. Thank you for interrupting me. I can see why you enjoyed this, Jake. Please,
you assumed that it was a man.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Before I let Jake cook talking about this movie, I want to ask Prag and Time, or I want to ask Time first because he hasn't spoken much yet.
Absolutely.
I want to know if you'd heard about this movie, what your relationship with this movie is, if you'd seen trailers for it, etc. It came out, I think, in 2023. It was a Best Picture nominee. Just talk about that if you could.
No further questions. Thank you. No, I didn't know anything about this movie. I think I might have seen like the poster or something, maybe like once, but I never really paid attention to it. And then I forgot about it yesterday. I forgot about it. I knew I was going to watch it.
Watching the movie?
I forgot we were watching it. Yeah, we're watching a movie. Yeah. I don't remember what it was.
Right.
And then on HBO Max,
there's a lot of stuff
I was
on the
scrolling through, and there was like an A24 section on HBO Max. So I'm going through and I'm looking at all these movies, and I'm like, man, HBO Max A24 is all over the place. They have bangers and they have movies that are just, what are you doing? I don't understand why this was made. So we go, movies. Yeah, and then I see movies that I've seen, whatever, and then I get to Past Lives, and I'm like, wait, that's a movie I gotta watch. I was like, oh shit, okay, it's on HBO Max. Perfect. Okay, perfect. And then I watch the trailer and I'm like, okay, because usually I like to go in pretty blind watching these movies. But I'm like, it's here. I watch the trailer. I'm sure it's not going to give. I mean, A24 usually cuts trailers pretty well. So I watched it. Okay, all right, got it. And then that's when I scrolled and found Enemies or Enemy, whatever it's called, and I watched that and holy shit.
We'll have to talk about that at some point.
We want to review too.
That's all I knew. I knew information was it's an A24 movie. That's it. That's all I knew. And then from the trailer, it was like, oh, okay. What I got from the trailer is not what the movie is. I'll put it that way. Yeah.
And I had the same exact reaction the first time I watched it, Time. And so is it the same situation for you, Prag? Coming into this?
I didn't see the trailer. I try not to see anything. Like I'm thrilled when I find, like, I don't know the director, I don't know the actor, I don't know anything. That's perfect, because when you go into a viewing or a reading of something and you have suppositions and any sort of, like, you want to go into a trial as a juror as totally a blank slate so you can be fair, right? So I didn't know anything about this movie. Which is surprising to me because I love A24, and it must have come out at a time when I was very busy professionally, and I just didn't have the time to see these other ones. But I was thrilled to go into it blind.
And yeah, Jake, I really want to ask you, because I don't think I've properly asked you about this movie before, but like, how did you come across it? Is it the same, like, you saw that it was a Best Picture nominee and so you checked it out, or did you see the trailer first and saw it was A24? How did you discover it?
I think I saw the trailer for it somewhere. I can't remember where, and I thought I think I watched it pretty soon after it came out. I actually watched it with Joe. So we watched it together.
Friend of the show.
Yeah, friend of the show. Really? Has he been on the show?
Yeah. Well, he's a zomboy. He's the he's one of the zomboys. We used to play zombies together with him and Dark BMX.
Oh,
True
yes.
Time.
Yeah. So I watched it with Joe not long after it came out. I just saw the trailer and it looked like my sort of thing, the sort of themes and discussions that I'm interested in and love writing about. So we watched it together, and it was it was a really great experience to watch it with him.
And like, I want to ask, actually, before like we get into sort of like our personal connections to this film, I kind of want to discuss something that's kind of interesting about this director, Celine Song. So Celine Song, she's a Korean director. She's Korean American. So the story that occurs in this movie, it happened to her. She immigrated when she was very young. And what's really interesting is she's actually married to a guy named Justin Kuritzka, or Kuritzka. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And if anyone been on YouTube long enough to know the YouTube video called Potion Seller?
No, I'm not familiar with that one.
I know what you're talking about. Because
you know
I do know a lot of trivia around this film. But yes, I know where you're going.
Should I play Potion Seller now, or should I leave
Sure.
it? What do you reckon? It's not a long video, but it went off when it first came out. It's a very, very, very old video. Hold on, it's but like it's one of like YouTube's early hits, if that makes sense. Like
Really viral.
Really viral. I can't hold on. A Day at the Zoo as well is another one. I think that's the first. Anyways, so let me just bring this screen up. So as you can see, Justin Kritzka.
Okay.
This is the
That's
video.
giving me nightmares.
I am going into battle, and I want your strongest potions.
I love that. It's fun.
My potions are too strong for you, traveler.
He's funny.
Potion seller. I tell you I'm going into battle, and I want only your strongest potion. You can't handle my potions. They're too strong for you. Potion seller, listen to me. I want only your strongest potions. My potions will kill you, traveler. You cannot handle my potions. Potion seller, enough of these games. I'm going into battle, and I need your strongest potions. My strongest potions will kill you, traveler. You can't handle my strongest potions. You better go to a cellar that sells weaker potions. Potion seller, I'm telling you right now, I'm going into battle, and I need only your strongest potions. You don't know what you ask, traveler. My strongest potions will kill a dragon, let alone a man. You need a cellar that sells weaker potions, because my potions are too strong.
Oh my god.
Potion seller, I'm telling you I need your strongest potions. I'm going into battle. I'm going to battle and I need your strongest potions. You can't handle my strongest potions. No one can. My strongest potions are fit for a beast, let alone a man. Potion seller, what do I have to tell you to get your potions? Why won't you trust me with your strongest potions, potion seller? I need them if I'm to be successful in the battle. I can't give you my strongest potions because my strongest potions are only for the strongest beings and you are of the weakest. Well, then that's it, potion seller. I'll go elsewhere. I'll go elsewhere for my potions. That's what you'd better do. I'll go elsewhere for my potions and I'll never come back. Good. You're not welcome here. My potions are only for the strongest and you're clearly not of the strongest, you're clearly the weakest. You've had your say, potion seller, but I'll have mine. You're a rascal. You're a rascal with no respect for knights. No respect for me. Except your potion. Why respect knights? When my potions can do anything that you can.
Oh my god! So
I mean,
you can
that's
see
the
why
power
she
of
married him.
iteration. That's the
Well, you
power
should-
of repetition and iteration and the silliness, the absurdity. And that's very Monty Python pilled, right?
Mhm.
That
Yes.
very much reminds me of Python because they're not afraid to let the audience become uncomfortable with the bit, and they're like,
Yeah.
where is this going and why is it like this? And like there's a lot of people, like 20% of are going to be annoyed by that bit, and they like that you're annoyed by it.
I could tell that
That's why I'm
Time was
laughing.
not amused. He watched that straight face the entire
And the
fucking
people
time.
who made that love that he's not amused, and that makes them laugh. And that's why I'm laughing.
So 13 million views 14 years
banger.
ago, and he's married to the director of this movie, Past Lives. He's now a like a full Hollywood screenwriter. He wrote I think the best movie of last year. Was it last year or the year before? Challenges. He
You love
wrote
Challengers, bro. I got to see that movie. I
love
keep forgetting.
Challenges is very, very good.
I know it must be good. I don't know why I missed it. It was on HBO too, right?
It's probably in my top 10 films of all time.
We might see that tonight.
But what's really interesting about Celine Song is she's made this movie, which is about essentially three people in a kind of like awkward, complicated triangle, and it's a romantic tragedy, exactly.
Yeah.
And she came out with her second film this year called Materialists. And do you want to take a guess at what it's about?
Garfield.
It is about a complicated.
She made that movie too.
She made Materialists. Yes, she made Materialists.
What's it about? I don't know what it is.
I loved Materialists. Did you not like it, Time? Did you hate it?
I don't know anything about it.
I loved Materialists so much.
I haven't seen it yet.
What is it? Tell me a little bit about it.
So essentially, what it is it's a. I mean, I don't know if Time.
Just tell me what the fuck it is.
So the way that the movie was marketed was like it was a typical rom-com, right? Like a typical romantic comedy. And the way the movie initially plays it like that, but it turns into something completely different and becomes kind of like a commentary on rom-coms and a commentary of the kind of the state of like dating and relationships.
It's like
currently.
a meta,
it's a meta narrative, and it's highly, and it's highly, it's
like Don't Look Up.
I hate Don't Look Up, but this movie
you don't like Don't Look Up.
I hate
We're gonna have an argument about that some other time.
Movie.
We'll table that as well.
Leonardo DiCaprio
that as well.
Was
that
on
is
Netflix?
Leonardo DiCaprio, yeah. But what I wanted to say, this movie, Materialists, again, is about a triangle, three-person sort of like awkward love triangle. And it's a tragedy as well, in the same way that this movie is. Yeah. Okay,
very Shakespearean construct. Right, like Romeo and Juliet is the classic romantic tragedy. If people don't.
Then you move over to the other half of this relationship, Justin Kritzkas, who wrote Challenges, and guess what that movie's about? Take a guess.
A triangle.
It's a tennis fuck fest.
It's three-person tennis.
It's not even a love triangle, JC. It's a tennis fuck fest.
Well, it is a love triangle. There is a lot of love.
But is there love? Is it a lust triangle?
Yes, there is.
Or a love
There's
triangle?
lust, but there is love.
I should see it first.
You got to see it. So clearly, this is like a lost in translation situation.
Lance.
Thanks for the raid, Lance.
Thank you for the raid, Lance.
Oh, W Lance.
Shout out to Lance.
Thank you, Lance.
Thank you.
My king. Oh my God. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. We're talking about
Pepto State says Lance sent us. He can't accompany us because he's getting ready for another stream in 2 hours from now. I wonder what that is.
What stream that is, guys.
I wonder. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you.
Welcome in.
So
it's good to see everyone.
Thank you, Lance.
It's really interesting that you bring him up because, I have seen like people online talking about what you're talking about, JC, how like this couple both love to write films about love triangles and about sort of really complicated love relationships.
Yeah.
The third person. Yeah. So everyone online is like, oh, they must have a really complicated and interesting marriage.
Thruple heads.
Yeah, exactly.
There's thruple pills.
So, and if you
this whole film, it's like Celine Song has said that actually the scene behind you now, Time, about when they're in the bar together, this actually happened with him and Celine Song's childhood sweetheart from Korea. So that scene was the scene that inspired the whole film with Mr. Potion Seller Man himself.
And obviously inspired 3 films in a row.
While you're bringing this scene up, I do want to say this is probably one of my favorite like cold opens to a movie.
Such a good open.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
yeah.
It's like
the whole narration from people watching.
Yeah,
And it's beautifully shot. Like everything in this is beautifully set up. Like all the shots are meticulous. I was just astounded by the cityscapes. Like they have
lighting.
that long shot of them talking in the park, or like
under the bridge,
right under the bridge, right, and it's a long
down.
shot, and then they come around the corner, and then you can see the city, right, and it's just a beautiful day, and they have great extras, and the way their place is very natural. It didn't feel artificial.
I have really never seen New York shot like this before. I've never really understood the whole appeal behind New York. I know that like every second American Hollywood film is set in New York, and
I love New York.
But like I never understood it, like the whole appeal of New York. But this film, it makes New York feel like it has some soul to it. You know, like something beyond like Times Square. You know.
Times Square is not New York. I don't feel like that's like a fucking Disneyland version of New York that they put in New York, right? But the cool part is what they showed, and I totally agree with you. And I love that it's like a different angle that they were utilizing. There was a lot of shots from this point up, or this point down. There was not a lot of like this stuff and like drones coming in from the fucking buildings, and just like the way they shot that that aspect ratio. And you could, and I love the audio of that because you can hear the city. The thing about New York when you go to Manhattan is the fucking noise is, it's all canyons, right? It's all buildings, and it's just masses of people. And so the sound is just like will drive you crazy, right? And you can still hear it from that vantage point, and they picked that up, and I thought that was interesting.
I also
go on, JC.
Go on. I wanted to ask, are you a fan of the Safdie brothers, the Josh and like Good Time and the other one?
Adam Sandler, Where's the Jeweler?
Uncut Gems. Uncut Gems. Yeah. Are you a fan of those two, Jake?
I have seen Uncut Gems, and I did like that. It was a while ago now, so I'd probably have to rewatch it. The other one I don't think I've seen.
Okay, I like Bad Times a lot.
Yeah, Good Time. You mean
Good Time? Right. I'm sorry.
But yeah, those directors are like their whole aesthetic is like the gritty, sort of dark underground of New York. Like that's their whole thing is, and how they shoot New York is it's the underground. It's the exactly.
But see, like I feel like that's also been overdone as well. Like how many other like sort of gritty mobster sort of
Main Street beaten to death.
Like I feel like when you see New York in films, you either have a gritty sort of cesspool, or you've got like the glitz,
the other side of the coin.
The other side. Yeah. And I feel like what Celine Song does with New York and what she does with this whole film is she shows a very naturalistic and what people would call ordinary side of New York and side of relationships and side of marriage that I love. But there's beauty in that, and I think that's what this film is about.
She does the same thing in Materialist as well, like really well.
Very elegant, and you could tell that the vantage point was a very unique vantage point because of how delicate everything was handled in this film. Like there was no, like, I feel like if like maybe I'm gonna, like, I feel like a male director would have had some sort of lusty sex scene or some sort of like intense physical interaction between the husband and wife, and like the way she played intimacy was actually more accurate, right, and more true to life and very natural. And like the sensitivity of all the characters really was a hallmark of this film too. Even the most masculine character was very attuned to emotions and cared about the feelings of the other participants. Right? Yeah, they all cared about each other's feelings in this, which was very interesting.
While we're talking about this, I actually have a prop to pull out. I have the A24 Past Lives book. So it is a the screenplay book. It is a collection of stills, and then it's a few essays written by people. Really lovely. This was a birthday gift.
Oh, those are cool.
And it has the script in it as well.
It has the script. It's got the script with English and Korean, I believe.
Those
are nice.
Doreen St. Felix writes in her essay "Marriage Plot Interrupted" is, there is no explosion, there is no divorce, there is no question whether the marriage, when it is revealed, will survive. There is instead a picture of marriage as a channel to emotional, even intellectual discovery. Which I think is really beautiful. There's all the sort of melodrama has been taken out of this story. Like there's no, like she said, there's no explosion. There's no big fight.
Dishes thrown.
There's a moment in the film where it feels like it's going to play into that, where he arrives at the apartment and there's that silence and you're like, oh, there's going to be a conflict here. And then he immediately relieves it by, asking what he wants to eat and speaking, saying hello to him in Korean. Yeah, it's beautiful. And it's just really emotionally mature for a film like this.
Their manners all save themselves from each other, and they're discovering themselves through the relationship with other people. And that's when you're talking about pulling strings on a web, they're actually illustrating, as you move towards or away from people, it shows yourself a new reflection of who you are, right? Because it's all based on your perception of yourself based on the eyes of other people too. When we're young, we're care very much what people think about us most of the time, right? Because we're primates and we're very sociologically based creatures that have to care what the rest of the tribe thinks. And as you mature and grow in relationships, you see that's kind of an artifice, right?
I wanna ask you, Jake, because I feel like there's a bit of an elephant in the room for me, in terms of what I bring to this movie in my life. And I'm kind of priming myself up to talk about it, because it is hard to talk about, but I can't talk about this film without it. But I want to ask you first, what sort of, are there any life experiences or anything that, I don't know how much you want to talk about, that you bring to this film at all? You don't have to go into detail, but I just want to hear about it.
I guess not really in terms of my past. There is something I will talk about a bit later that is very personal to myself with this film. But not really. I don't have a childhood sweetheart from Korea, so I don't.
You have a childhood sweetheart.
You should get one.
Right.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I don't think it's a totally sort of relevant or sort of applicable here. But definitely a bit later when we get to talking about Arthur in this film. Who I love Arthur so much. I don't think I've ever resonated or connected with the character
Arthur
like
is
Arthur.
The husband.
The husband.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting, because the person that I gravitate the most to in this movie is Hae Sung. Like he feels like my surrogate in this movie. But when I first saw this movie in 2023, I saw it the year that it came out. I think the reason why I watched it is because I saw that it was nominated for Best Picture. And I was like, I've got to watch it then. I had seen the trailer beforehand, my favorite cinema is Lido, and they're always playing the independent film trailers. And I saw the trailer and thought, this is interesting, but I didn't lock in and decide to watch it until it was nominated for Best Picture. And at the time, this movie really, it resonated with me because, at that time, I had just very recently gotten out of a long-distance relationship that I'd been in for 3 years, on and off. And because there are a lot of movies that deal with long distance and deal with long-distance relationships. And I had never seen a depiction of long distance relationships quite as accurate and quite as like detailed and observed as this film, and the way that it treats those two characters. I felt exactly like these two characters when they, like, the way they interacted over the computer. And there's that scene where he's sitting on the train and he's messaging Nora, but he sees a couple holding hands in front of him, and it's that distance that really, that the circumstances, they ruin a lot of the emotions that you want to be having with someone, that special connection that you have with someone. And I had never, when I first watched it, it floored me. And when the first trailer was released, none of that section of the movie was in the trailers. So I went into it thinking it was about a childhood sweetheart meeting their sweetheart after 25 years from when they were kids. But the movie was more than that. It was a relationship that had developed, that had matured over the years, through video call. And I watched it, and it broke me down, in a way that a lot of films haven't, because it's hard, long distance relationships, and that decision to stop talking. And it happened the exact same way. When we talked about it, we spoke about it just being a break, and then it wasn't. It was longer than that. And it's exactly how it works, because you don't want to just instantly cut them off when you're talking to them. It's not how it works. But then you kind of do what you feel like is good for each other.
Negotiation
at the time
with yourself, even, right? Because it's a sad situation, and so you try to negotiate a settlement of we're going to talk again, when everyone knows it's not.
And it's real. Even if it's through a computer, all those emotions that you have with someone are totally
love
real.
Happens in the mind, right? It happens in the person's mind, because you're in love with someone regardless of where they are, right? And that's something that's happening with your emotions and your feelings. So the fact that people have long distance relationships is not surprising to me at all, because a lot of being in love is occurring in our mind, in our it's also the oxytocin is being released, and the different hormones, and they're combining, and they're magnifying and amplifying the effect and the feeling. Because at the end of the day, if you have two primates and they have a baby, if they don't protect the baby, they're not going to persist as a species, right? And so these bonds between two humans are very natural, and that's an evolutionary talent that we have, that ends up being families and cities and states and nations and planets and countries, and the ability to build a pyramid. It all comes from that love of two people for each other to protect the baby, to protect the family, right? So it's a beautiful thing, and it's a very animalistic thing, but it's also very religion, and all of these constructs are sort of built around this thesis about love of two people, right? And the baby that comes from it is all, projecting it all around us. Everything we do is fighting for this one thing, right? This little nucleus, this little
literally
net.
Yeah, that's perfectly said, Prag. But that was the first time I watched it, the first time I saw this movie. This is the third time I've seen this movie, and very I want to get. It's really hard to get into because there's a lot of history, but this is the third time I'm watching it, and it's brought up emotions from a different thing that happened to me. Because very recently I had a childhood friend of mine that I really looked up to when I was young. I was I was in high school. She was a few years older than me, and she basically took me under her wing and protected me from stuff and talked to me about stuff that I didn't talk to about anyone else, and we got separated. Like I moved to Melbourne, but she was very special to me, and while I was in Melbourne, it was after like 3 or 4 years, we got talking again, and she ended up talking again, and all of these emotions came back, and we we said stuff to each other that I think we'd been wanting to say to each other for a long time. But when we met up, it was really awkward. And I, for one, was I was very young. Like, I'd just moved to Melbourne, and I was still finding myself. I didn't really know myself, didn't know who I was. And I was also very, very nervous, and I think quite childlike around her. And I feel like I kind of reverted to who I was when we were in school. And that's, as far as I understand where she was coming from, that scared her. And I feel like she saw me as that little kid that she looked after and looked over, and didn't see me as the man that I am now. And I see myself as now. And
that is so, like, what you're saying is like literally towards the end of the film. Like, I can see why you related to Hae Sung so much, because he is like so definitely, and like it's like what like
she says, like, you
love
left
is in the mind
too.
And it's like he I
that
think
person was gone
really
that
fall
he was
in love
with, though.
exactly.
Right?
I know,
right?
I know that now, and that's why this film is so, like, to me, this film is so meaningful to me, because just recently I found out that she's engaged. So
wow.
And when we were young, like in high school, like we made I mean, I think a lot of people this happens to, but we made a pact to each other that if we, I know, but if we ever like got to the age of 40 and we're still single and still haven't found someone, then we just get married. And just seeing that happen, like, on my feed, like seeing that door close finally, was really, really hard. And this movie, like, I feel like this movie for the whole thing is kind of like, it's a bated breath. Like, you're holding in all of these emotions, like, for the whole film, and trying not to let them get to you, or these characters. And then right at the end, as soon as like the closure happens, you break down. She breaks down. That's the final frame of the film, right? Or
she's in mourning for that loss, because that potential like line or thread or pathway, she's closing it, and which is the right thing to do for everybody. But that's a mourning. That's a death. That's a type of death.
And that's how I felt when I saw that.
Not going to be lived. Yeah.
Sure. I feel like if I saw her again, or had a meeting with her again, it'd go something like this movie, like almost to the T. Because the last time I saw her, it was hard, because we were so different, and we were at different places in our lives, and and as I was saying, she you know, she saw me as that kid that she looked after. But there are so many moments, like some of the moments in that movie, where that connection is palpable and that connection is real, and other people could see it too. It's just there's just no way it can work out. And I know, and the important part for me for this movie is I know that the person that I'm thinking of, that I'm in love with, is not there anymore. They're yeah.
It's a romanticized version of a past set of characteristics that you're really projecting onto them, and they're probably not as much of that thing as you wanted because you're looking at them through your younger eyes and all of these complicated neural pathways, and like, you know, and like we have to give ourselves a break. Like that's something you need to do, JC, is this: everyone has this experience as humans, and we all feel like it's only us, and we all feel alone, but we're all together. And so, like, but you also have to know, like, your person that you belong with is still like you're arriving together at different trains to the same train station. You don't know where that train is, and it's none of your business. It's none of our business, and we have no control over any of it either. That's the other thing. It's so complicated. So, like, give yourself a break and know that you might develop a great relationship in a more complicated, nuanced way with that human being over the years as you continue to mature as a human and see that love is not a set of no's, it's a set of yeses.
And I think this movie gave me like a release. It gave me an excuse. It gave me a reason to just, you know, understand the actual emotions of the situation and release.
That's what good art does, right? It helps you see clearly this thing that's been like, oh, I can't quite put my finger on it, and then it lays it out and says, oh, this is what it is, and then it helps you process. And the processing is very important, because otherwise we just subjugate ourselves to this memory. And that we're constantly chasing this dragon, this fucking feeling. The first feeling you had when she gave you that feeling, we're just chasing that. It's an addiction. Love is an addiction. And you have to look at it that way, and you have to keep it like under control. Otherwise it gets out of fucking control. And you see that all the time. Most violence in the world happens between two lovers. Most murders in the United States, there's a man killing a woman over love.
Love is a battlefield. That's right, Numbies.
Right. And so, like, it's very important that we all like recognize, like, there's hormones and, like, you know, what's real and what's not real, and it's very tough.
And I wanted to say, before like the last time we saw each other, she recommended me a movie that she felt so heavily was like an encapsulation of us. There's a movie called My Girl. I haven't seen it, and I haven't
seen that movie.
And I haven't been able to see it.
It's a tearjerker.
I haven't even been able to bring myself to watch it. And I think because of this movie, because I watched it just this morning, I might be able to now. And I think that's powerful.
Time is shaking his head.
Do not watch that movie. Trust me. For your sanity, for your sake, do not watch that movie. I promise.
It's a cute movie.
It's not cute.
But I need that
no,
closure.
You will feel 100 times worse.
JC will like it. It's a cutie.
JC, thank you for feeling safe to say that, you know, and bearing yourself. I think that's fucked up for her to recommend that movie, because that movie is, and then to put that caveat on, this is what our relationship, this reminds me, don't watch that movie, please don't watch it.
Almost as fucked up as recommending Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Spotless Mind.
Right.
It's a good movie, though. It's a good movie.
Wow, yeah, it is a really good movie. It is a really good movie. But yeah, I don't like it. Is weird you saying that, Frank, because I haven't had time, because I have no idea what that movie's about. Like, I haven't even looked it up.
I don't understand why. Don't watch it. Why are you afraid? Why don't you want him to watch it? Because it's going to make him upset, or do you think it's just
because of the labels, like. To say, hey, this is what our movie is, what the movie reminds me of us, and then what happens in that movie? No, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. That's actually,
you know, he's gonna watch the movie. Though, time. You know he has to watch the movie. Manipulating on his heart.
No, I'm sorry,
but it's on his heart.
I'm very strongly as whatever amount of a label that you've put on me as a friend, however much I mean to you, from friend to friend, I'm gonna say I would stay away from that movie.
When is the last time I haven't seen it in so long? I don't remember all that stuff. But
someone was
when
talking
did
about
she
it
tell
the
you
other
to
day.
watch this movie?
Yeah,
was this after the engagement, or is this a long time ago?
Before, it had to be before, yeah.
Before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's not still like dangling a carrot in front of you, right?
No,
because
no,
that
it
would
was
be fucking toxic.
It was before like we had our
She's like, hey,
falling out.
JC, did you see my marriage announcement? There's some movies I want you to watch about me.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's fucked up, bro.
It was
fucking masturbate while you watch them, you pig.
Oh my god.
It was before we had our falling out. So
Have you seen that movie,
JC,
Jake?
it's gonna take years for you to get over this. You know that, right?
You watch
it's going to take time, and you just have to let the process unfold and work through it creatively, and use the fucking pain in your art and your writing.
Holy Culkin,
use
what are you
it.
doing here?
What are you doing?
Not the actor I thought of.
Is he in chat?
Yeah, he's in chat.
Macaulay Culkin.
I'm in chat.
Macaulay
I love
Culkin,
you, Macaulay.
thanks for the 10. I'm stuck in my house. My family has gone away for Christmas.
Oh no! We gotta save him, guys. We gotta save him. The wet bandits are gonna get him.
Sticky bandits, isn't it?
Sticky bandits.
It's the wet bandits. And then
Doesn't they change the name?
No, they don't change the name, but he suggests it. He has the ball in his hands, and in the second one, and he grabs the coins. Like, we could be the sticky bandits. But it's the wet bandits. I want to ask you, Time, because I feel like you haven't really spoken about this movie yet.
Just skip me, please.
No, I want to know. How did you feel about this movie after all that? I want to know how you felt about this movie.
Can't.
I want you to be honest.
I can't.
Please.
After you bared your soul, and after I feel like Jake's gonna bare his soul later too, I can't do that to you guys. That's fucked up. That's crazy.
How about Celine Song says,
You gotta do your fucking job. It doesn't matter what these two boys' feelings are. You have a job to do. You're a cowboy. You have to get these fucking cows into the fucking corral.
Celine Song wants to know
because she so heavily uses like the 3-act structure, and she says that this film is in 3 goodbyes. I feel like we should sort of talk about each part of the film in separately.
Yeah,
because I feel like they're so integral.
And they're all historical dramas too, right? Because they all take place in 2012 or 2000, right? Because you have the initial, and then because like I love that they had like all the technology was from 2012, like all the Garfield fucking hair pads, and just like all the 2012 stuff. Like I felt like she had the costumes and stuff rooted in that time frame too, which I appreciated.
What did you guys think of the first act when they're kids in Korea?
Before we get to that, the first act is the kids, right?
Kids.
The third act is the end of the movie. So what's the second one?
The middle is
the long distance relationship.
Garfield husband she had to marry that she doesn't love.
It's when they're kids in Korea, and then it's when
I got it.
he's in Korea, she's in New York, and then the end is when they're together.
Right.
Arthur, when she has to settle for Arthur, but she still wants to fuck her
Arthur's a king,
boyfriend from
Arthur
Korea.
is a king.
He's so
anyway, the
Arthur's sweet, but he's absolutely right. She does not feel the same way because you can see the way that she looks at her real love.
She loves him.
She loves him, but not in the same way. She doesn't love Arthur, and Arthur knows that. But that doesn't mean that's not going to work. It's just not the same thing. And it's probably healthier because, that sexual lust, that stuff, that's all romanticized fucking projection and fantasy about the Korean male and the masculinity and her. It's all tied up in her immigration story and her childhood. And that's what's beautiful about this movie. They're avatars, right? Arthur's a real person and they have a real relationship, but he's an avatar. He's almost a magical being, and I love his performance because he never becomes like that heroic unicorn. He's very sheepish and kind of shy and a little awkward. So I love how that all unfolds. Arthur's a goat because he's so patient. And he understands, he gets it, and he's hurting through this whole movie, but he still knows. And I feel like Arthur would say, like, oh, if they belong together, then they should probably be together. And I think that he would have not loved that, but I think he would have dealt with it properly.
And I love that actor, John Magaro. He's in, I think, one of the most
The Big
important
Short.
films of the 21st century, The Big Short. Yeah,
It's a great film.
and it is a
I
fantastic
love
film.
a credit default swap drama.
And he's always like, he always brings it in everything he's in. But yeah,
Poorly collateralized derivatives are my fucking Achilles heel.
I love the sort of visual storytelling that you get in the first act of the film when they're when they have to separate, and she's leaving him, and you see him walking down the cobblestone path, and she walks up the stairs.
Right.
The framing of that, and just like how much that says, or how many volumes that says,
And
is
the
just
classroom scene too, when they're touching for the first time, and they kind of like that spark is initiated, and they might be holding on to the emotion that they got from that first touch in that classroom decades earlier, may have triggered a neural pathway in their minds and a set of hormones that they're still rocking on. You know,
yeah.
Yeah, I do love that first act. I do think those child actors were very, very good. There was chemistry there. I don't remember exactly, but I remember Celine Song saying something about during casting that like it was either like the boy actor made the girl actor cry, or the girl actor made the boy actor cry, and that's how they knew they were right for the film.
Yeah, because that's what those two characters do to each other.
even at that age, he knew that she had to go to a bigger place because she needed a bigger stage. Because she was always, you know, like there's the one scene when she's crying because he got a better score than her on one thing, and he's like, "You beat me every fucking all constantly," and like he gets so like he's so competitive about it, and it may be a cultural thing that I feel like that starts to distance them too. Because there's that scene when they're walking home and they don't talk to each other, and like she's still trying to like, you know, there's no communication, and that's an interesting part of it. Like it feels like he knows, and they already know that she's leaving because they talk about the immigration when they have that cute little date where the moms are talking and stuff, and they're playing with umbrellas.
Yeah. Time. Did you
But
enjoy
they never
the first?
they were never in a relationship. Like they're when they talk again 12 years later,
It's a
it's a fantasy. It's a romantic, but it's not really. It's just like what did they interact 5 or 6 times when they were very young?
No, not 5 or 6 times.
Because it's neurological.
It's just a
but they didn't
condensed
really go through a
montage of-
fucking set of trials that really bond a couple
went on a
together.
date.
They went on some
a
cute little
date.
dates and
But they
interactions. They
remember it.
touched a couple
Yeah.
times.
With the giant Attack
Their
on Titan
brain-
monster hovering over.
I was gonna say the
chemicals
cover of
remember it.
the Pink Floyd album.
Oh yes.
Yeah. That's the what is it called, the dividing bell, or the something
Division bell.
The Division Bell. The Division Bell.
The
Yeah.
Storm Thorgerson cover of the Division Bell. I know exactly what you're talking about. When he had these ironworks that he put out on a lawn, and then they photographed them. I love. Like, I'm a big fan of Hypnosis, which is the guy who did the album covers for all the early Pink Floyd albums like Wish You Were Here and HIPGNOSIS. They have a wonderful track record with turning their album art into something you want to keep, which is, you know, which it should be. Like, one of the sad things about modern music is you don't have the vinyl, you don't have even the CD or the box set anymore as much in the book.
So I'm going to try and break up Time's review and get him to talk about the first act, because I want to hear what he felt like starting this movie. I want to know. I feel like you're holding back on its Time.
Of course, I'm holding back.
Yeah, I want to hear it. And if it's honestly, if you were bored or if you like didn't connect, then I get that, because maybe you didn't have these experiences.
I don't want to. I feel like I can't do it in acts. It's gonna be like a whole thing.
That's fine. If you want to do that now,
give us your
give
sort of overall feelings.
I'll give it real quick. So the other day, right, woke up early, like I do, 4 a.m, and I drove to work. Drove about a mile, and then I realized, shit, did I lock the door? Because I constantly forget. So I drove back around, came, got it, jiggled the handle. It was locked. I'm just dumb. Drove back to work. Ended up getting to work late, but it was a minor inconvenience, and I just went about my day, and I ended up at the same place I was supposed to get to, and my day ended the same exact way it was supposed to get to. That had nothing to do. That didn't deviate. That didn't change anything about my day. It was the way it was. That's how I feel like this movie was. This was a hour, 45 minutes of nothing. I don't feel like anything happened. Yeah. The woman doesn't change at all, I don't think, from when she talks to the guy, like the 12 years later, whatever. When she meets him again when they're a little older, when she's single, to when she sees him again when he goes to New York. I don't feel like she learned anything. I don't feel like nothing progresses in that. I think Arthur is one of the biggest pussies I've ever seen in my life. He is he let his wife walk all over him. She does whatever she wants. He pissed me off so much. It was crazy the amount that he just like, well, yeah, if you want to talk to this other guy and go off with him, that is insane. That is absolutely.
I think it's healthy.
That's not. I think
healthy.
It's healthy. He has to do that, otherwise she's going to bust out and she's going to immediately leave.
I think it's unhealthy.
I understand that point too.
If
I'm with someone and they see someone from the past and like, well, I used to like him, this whatever. Okay, fine. But then if they start going on dates or not dates, hang out with them and whatever, just leave. I don't have time for this. No. That's not healthy.
But it worked. But it worked out for them. But it worked out for them.
And the fact, this scene right here too, which again, I love the opening shot of the movie with this scene and the narration. I loved it. And when you come back to it, you do see this scene, obviously opened up more, and you see exactly them talking about whatever. And, the question was at the beginning, because you don't know these characters, which I thought was a great thing to do, was, is that, are the Asian people a married couple? And then the white guy is the translator, just all these different permutations of what this relationship could be, which I loved. People just guessing, because you see it all the time. You see people and you're like, what are they? What's this? What's their story? And then you see it play out, whatever. And he's talking. What's the guy's name? The Asian guy? I'm sorry. Haesung's talking to Nora, and they're just going back and forth, whatever this and that. And it's a normal conversation. It's fine. And then at some point he starts going, hey, this could have been us. This could have been our life. I loved you. Listen to whatever. The entire time they're saying it, it cuts to Arthur, and his face is just like, he's like staring down because he knows what they're saying.
Yeah, his emotions are valid, but it's the way that you handle them that is important. And I think he handled them with grace.
I would have left.
But I don't think that's the right thing to do.
On Haesung's part to do that. I think that's completely
disrespectful. He did apologize.
But
I think he needed to say it.
You can't punch someone in the face and apologize for it afterwards and be like, hey, sorry, I hit you. And then
I get that.
And then at the very end, of this scene, he's like, he does say, okay, well, shit, I don't have a chance. And he's like, you know what? I'm happy you're with him, and he seems like a good guy, or however she says it. Or he says it. And then only then does she turn to Arthur and go, he's talking about you. And he's like,
which I think,
he was the whole time, bitch. He heard you. He heard everything.
Well, he didn't hear everything. He doesn't understand Korean perfectly.
I think he understands a lot of it.
Tidbits. You get tidbits.
This movie infuriated me. I think it was dumb. There were parts that I liked. Like I said, the establishment shot, the fact that scene in the movie was two parts. The two little parts. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut this down real quick.
No.
When she's laying in bed and he's like small spooning her.
There's a little spoon.
That pissed me off so much.
I am so in favor of that. It's not funny
because that's not what she wants.
That's what she wants.
He's so manly, and then she described him later. He's manly, and Arthur's the opposite.
But she wasn't attracted to that. But she wasn't attracted to that.
No,
but she wasn't attracted to that.
JC's right. That's what she likes, though, and that's what he likes, and that's part of why they work, and because it's not heterogeneous.
She straight up says she doesn't think she's attracted to him in that kind of masculine.
Arthur sits in the cup chair.
That's true. Arthur is a cup.
That's okay.
Of the two scenes that I liked, the first one was the beginning.
Like that.
The first one I liked the beginning, and the second scene that I liked that was really good, and I thought it was very sweet, and I thought it described their relationship in a big level. Is when he was talking to her about It's a really sweet scene. Obviously, I mean, I think about it now, it's like kind of makes me like emotional because it's beautiful. Is when he's talking to her when they're in bed, and he explains to her like, "Hey, when you sleep, you speak Korean," and she's like, "It's probably just gibberish," and he's like, "Well, no, you're saying stuff," and he feels a certain type.
Which I want to say is an exact conversation that I had with my ex-partner.
Casey, stop making yourself sad. Stop making yourself sad.
But I'm just saying that how absurd this movie is. It's so accurate.
The human experience is very universal, though, JC. I think this is not that rare.
I know.
Well,
when we do get to that scene, I do want to talk about that as well because that does. Yeah.
Well, I like that scene because he's. She's like, "Oh, I'm not saying anything," but he's like, "No, I feel like you're in this different world that I'm not a part of," and that's why he, starts to learn Korean so he can kind of get into that world, and he feels like he can only talk to half of her. He wants to be able to talk to all of her and feel everything, so he learns Korean to open that up, and I thought that was really sweet and really emotional. That scene.
There's a love differential in all relationships. One person is always more in love with the other person, and Arthur's more in love with her, and and then there's just a mismatch, and that's
it happens.
Like part of it, but
doesn't mean it's not genuine or healthy or work,
or not the right way, because what the Kinsey report proved that there is as much variation in sexual preference as there's humans. Like everyone, there isn't a kaleidoscope, right? There's no right way as long as the two people agree, right? And all the people agree. That's the only caveat, right? But this is what's going to happen in the sequel to this movie that you haven't seen yet. Is Arthur is going to have an affair in the next movie because he
deserves it,
right? Because he's going to start hitting the bottle, and he's going to feel low, and he's going to someone like had his play because they're both playwrights, and he's going to start doing that, and then it's going to there's more to this. Arthur's not done cooking because he's stewing the whole fucking movie, and he's still got shit. And he's gonna might fucking yell at. He might throw somebody in front of a subway car.
I don't think he will. I think
right, or some random act of violence.
Have you ever seen that meme of Arthur where like the Arthur fist?
Which?
The Arthur fist, like
Arthur fist, right?
Yeah,
right,
Arthur
right.
fist. Yeah. That's Arthur. This is Arthur. That's him encapsulated, just clenching his fist the entire time.
Well, this is interesting because when they first hooked up,
no, it's not.
She's the one that came onto him. She's like, "Oh, I'm hitting on you. It's time to kiss me now." And she was always the aggressor. And maybe that's the way it should be. Maybe she is the alpha because she went from Korea to become a playwright in New York City, or whatever, or the more dominant personality in the relationship.
Science, but
I know it's discredit. I know that wolves don't actually have alphas. I have read the science, but I'm just saying something in a parlance that the people can understand. Because I want to communicate to people. I know you get it, but I'm saying maybe the way they do their relationship is the right way for them, and maybe they will be together for 30 years, and maybe they will have affairs on the side, and maybe that is right for them. And who the fuck am I to say? I don't know. I don't live their fucking brains. I don't know how they're wired, and it's none of my fucking business.
I want to let Jake cook with his response to what Time said, because I think I've given everything that I have about this movie.
I can't even respond because that's just how Time feels, and I get it. I have heard.
That's right, Jake. You're wrong.
I think this film, and I'm not saying you're not empathetic, but I think this film relies very heavily on empathy. Like you need to have a lot of empathy to understand these characters. I do think that I think Hae Sung has his flaws. I think Nora also does have her flaws. Arthur, I think he is the best out of the three of them, in terms of his patience and his empathy. I think that Nora needed all of this to happen in order to let go. She changes, but it's very subtle. And again, with most of this movie, it's not this big conclusion, this big reveal, wow, I loved him all along. It was, I needed to put this part of my life behind. And I can understand you sympathizing for Arthur during this situation, but I think it's important to remember that like Haesung and Nora came first, like they had their thing first, and I think it was very big of him to let them have their space and sort this out. Like, absolutely, he was like clenching his fist under that bar table and like he was going through it.
Yeah, at the end when she comes back and he's smoking on the steps, he was saying shit under his breath, 100%.
But
again, I
that's the
think
thing.
that's okay.
I think you need to have a lot of empathy, like he does. He understands that this is a whole thing before him, and that he needs to let her have her space. He doesn't, and I think JC said it earlier that if he had pushed back against Nora, then Nora probably would have chosen Haesung, but he didn't push back. He was very, very, very emotionally intelligent to realize that she needs this, and he did the right thing, which was the important thing, which was to be there for her at the end. I mean, to let someone cry into your arms about their past lover is kind of crazy, but the fact that he did that, it just shows that I think it was the right thing to do. I think
it punctuates
if you're going to come into someone's life a bit later, you need to realize that they were like a whole person for like many, many, many years before you were there. It literally like, I think by the time that like at the end of the film, they're like, what, like late 20s, like 30. That's a lot of time for someone to, you know, have their experience. So I do feel for him. I do feel for him a lot. I think he did get the short end of the stick, and I do think Nora has a lot of personality flaws. Not in the end.
Yeah, I think Haesung got the short end of the stick, but he understands why.
Pragpro was muted.
He is muted. Yeah, Prag's muted. He doesn't know what he's. Prag's muted. Prag, you're muted.
Maybe he's just doing like Arthur.
Prag, you're muted. Prag, you're muted. Prag, you're muted.
See, I was trying to mute. I just want to say, like, I feel bad for Arthur because, like, she's on a side quest that he doesn't get any XP for, and he has to go on the whole fucking
no shared
side
XP.
quest, right? There's no DLC for Arthur. He's he doesn't get any attribute upgrades. He just has to eat shit, and like should have dipped.
And he admits it. Like he said, we don't have a romantic.
She only cares about her. She's
story.
Really down for her career. She says a lot of the times, like you should know me, Arthur. Like I'm not gonna quit my rehearsal for a guy, and like she is motivated by, and which is great because like she's got her eye on the prize, but Arthur needs to understand, and I feel like he gets that, but at the same time I feel like there's going to be another shoe to drop. Like he's going to be like he's going to want to get his revenge because jealousy and envy is a son of a bitch. It's one of the most evil feelings. And like you can't, it's just like you can't control these feelings. This is the thing. People can't turn this shit off and on, and so we're subjugated by all of these emotions. So I do understand like how they kind of fucking have to float in these emotions, right? And they're kind of like an ocean that they're like you know, they're walking around, but like you're animated by your mind and what's happening neurologically, and that's all affected by all these feelings. You know, it's very intense.
Yeah. Did you guys want to get into final thoughts? I'm ready.
Sure.
I'm ready as I'll ever be. Do you want me to go?
She just. Real quick, just straight face told him, "Hey, the person that you fell in love with, that's not here anymore. I'm this person now." Yeah,
and I think that is the sort of
that's the right thing
growth and character development and growth and resolution that you were looking for. But it's quiet. It's not big. It's
she did it before on the second breakup, on the second act.
I think the second,
like, I'm working on myself
the second
here.
goodbye was more focused on her career and her migrant story. Like she sacrificed everything. She sacrificed a lot to come to America, so she kind of has to lock into her career.
Did she though?
Twice.
Yeah, she immigrated to Canada and then she
her
immigrated to the
there,
USA.
Right? So she didn't have any say in that.
No. Well, but it would have been
she
tough.
Didn't.
Tough.
It's still tough. Leaving behind everything, you know, and
especially when you're that age,
you have a choice
because your cultural's imprinted. You know, your language and stuff, and it's not easy.
But you can't say I made a sacrifice when you didn't have any choice in it.
But I think part of
We can
it
make a
because their
sacrifice when we
family
don't have a
seemed like their
choice.
family seemed very open, like when they were young. So I feel like she would have had the conversation with her mum and dad, like this would be good. Like her mum and dad would have said to her, "Do you think this would be good for you?" And she said, "Yeah, because I want to win the Nobel Prize of Literature."
I mean, there was no like, which I feel like a
But
lot of movies
I think
do
it's
this.
implied.
If there's a family situation where they're moving to a different thing, I do think a lot of movies you do see the kids fight back or someone pushed up against it, but literally no one pushed it back.
I think it was implied like
Yeah.
that. It was partly the children's choice as well. But yeah.
Do you
That
guys
scene
have
when she's at elementary school on the first day and there's nobody talking to her, and that otherwise the movie would be 4 hours if they really delved into all the trials, right? There's big sections I would have
There
loved to
is
see.
so much of this film that you can infer, and sort of because when you have these films where it takes the span over like this long that it does, it's like I think I'm on my like fourth or fifth rewatch, so there's so much that you pick up on every time, so much little stuff, but I think you just need to have a lot of empathy for these characters. Like I think I forgot who said it, but like there is between Nora and Arthur, there is a power imbalance. They do want different things. They do have different levels of love for each other, and that's okay. That's okay because
It works for them.
It works,
And they consent to it. Yeah.
And what's the difference between empathy and sympathy?
Sympathy is feeling sorry. Like empathy is being able to put yourself in other people's shoes. Sympathy is sort of just, and that's what
Pity,
Arthur
sort
does.
of.
And yeah.
Empathy is I can feel what they felt because I felt it before, not in the same exact way, but I kind of understand what that would feel like, right? That's empathy, and we need that. Otherwise, people would just murder each other all the time. Right? That's the thing that allows us to grow into a civilization, into a family, is that we feel what the other guy might feel, and so it's very important.
Yeah. All right. I'll start off final thoughts.
I have so much I want to say, but
that's why you
can go on. You can do it in final thoughts. You can do it. We try to keep it
I
under
have
an hour and
another
a half,
show
but,
in 45 minutes, but other than that,
around an hour. You suggest?
No, hour and a half is usually we try to keep it below that, but yeah,
you can
we've gone to 2 hours before. These are my final thoughts. 100.
Wow.
Garfield, you can't give every movie 100.
That's
every time we watch
I've only given 2 movies 100.
Okay. But it's been the last 3 months or the last two, 3, 4. Okay, listen.
No. They've been 90, 89, 70.
All right, do you want to summarize your summary?
I've said what I wanted to say about the film.
Okay.
Everything
100, no notes.
Do you want me to go second and then time, and then we'll let Jake put a bow on it? All right. So I love this is a great example of, we haven't even talked about how wonderful Korean cinema is in general. I love how they do it's almost like a tragedy of manners instead of a comedy of manners, and it's very I feel like there's always in Japanese and Korean cinema, there's like an overlap between some of the Englishness of the Victorian era and the manners and politeness and all of the interconnections of the characters, and like, this is what you're supposed to do in society, and this is what we really feel, right? That's always like in Little Women and Emily Blunt and like Wuthering Heights. That's always the themes that come through, right? It's very classical, and that's where the tragedy comes from, because like, you want to do what's right for your family and your province and your career, right? But you also have your love, right? And that's where there's always the friction, and that's where the romance is, right? Because romance is taking the literal and saturating it, and taking the blue and the green and the purple and blowing it up and making it psychedelic almost to yourself, right? So I love this. I thought it was great, beautifully photographed. I thought the interactions were very good. I would have liked to seen some more flavor in this. I would have liked to seen Arthur throw a dish. I would have liked to see a fucking real reaction from, like, besides just the manners stuff. Like, I would have liked to seen a little messiness, because life is not this cute, right? This, to me, could have been a great theater stage play if it could be adapted to that, because the dialogue is wonderful. And I'll summarize and say I really enjoyed it more than I thought, and I give it an 88.
Do you mind if I just say, I think the reason why we don't get that melodrama is because Celine Song is pulling from her own life, and I feel like the way that she experienced it is the way that she's presented it in the film.
No, but I can't just like I have to say I have a criticism, and that's one of the things.
I know.
But that could have been woven
in
in a way that was appropriate to the structure. That doesn't mean you have some crazy fucking manic scene that doesn't make sense for the thing. But you could have a little it was like this, and you could have a little bit of fucking.
I just think it's transgressive in the right way. That way, though.
But like this is the deal. Like you give your final review, I give my final review, and that's it. And like it doesn't matter what you're telling me right now because I'm telling you what I'm telling you.
I'm just adding sauce.
I don't need any sauce on my final fucking wrap up. We take turns speaking, and you spoke, and now you're done, and now I'm done, and it's an 88.
Imagine
please, time.
If
this was conversation.
Hold on,
I'm reclaiming my time.
Hold on. Imagine if this was like a cooking show, and we're showing off our dishes, and then JC comes and just starts pouring sauce all over Prag's fucking dish. Here, you forgot
even that big of a criticism, really. I just like a little bit of salt.
But I did wait until you finished. Like I did wait until you gave your score.
You have used all the minutes granted to you by the chair. You have no minutes.
I will say, Prag, you were pretty spot on in your read, because I do believe before this, Celine Song was a playwright. I believe she did write.
I think when you watch this review, you're going to find a lot of wonderful nuggets that I applied to this without the sauce, because I don't eat salt and everything.
I'm sorry, Prag. I'm sorry. I'm compulsive. But go ahead.
Fix your prescription.
What score did you give it?
Hey, would you give it, Prag?
Yeah.
88.
88. We got the Peanut Gallery says that they like JC's shirt.
Oh,
I love it. It's got peaches on it, and stone fruit are in season, and you know me.
I think it's tangerines. I should have worn it for tangerine, but
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So apparently I'm non-empathetic. I have no sympathy.
You're a sociopath.
You're no longer allowed on the show. I apologize. If Jake's here, I'm not here. Because I'm not empathetic.
No. But I feel like we need a little bit of that sometimes because to not be walked over.
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
I am the biggest pushover ever. So
sometimes
you need a bit of that sometimes.
Fine.
Sometimes I get worked up over movies, and I've I'm gonna apologize because I've said this before, and because of Arthur's actions, it got the best of me. I said I don't want to say movies suck, and I said that, and I apologize. Celine, I apologize. Doesn't suck. The cinematography actually was really good. There were shots where I think she was walking to the ferry and she was in the foreground and she was like completely in black and everything else was perfect shot. I was like, if that was me, but again, I don't do this for a living, so I'm sure they just see it and they go, good shot. Me, I'd be like, yes, this is amazing. Has anyone else seen this?
This is literally what it's like on a film set. Like it's literally.
We like
you freak out. Then
jump up and down,
like start cheering. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I feel like that. I mean, that was one of the scenes that I absolutely loved. Obviously, with the other ones I told you about. I'm just gonna say because with you guys, I think Prag gets it. He's empathetic, I guess.
I'm the sweetest man in the world. What are you talking about?
I just didn't resonate with me, And this movie would have ended about a half hour earlier if I was Arthur. Would have had her bags packed out of here.
Don't you think they were closer at the end of that situation, though? Didn't you think that Arthur actually enriched what he wanted, which is to become closer with his wife?
I think he was just the same.
I 100%
the distance he was before.
Okay.
I think the whole thing would have made them closer.
Okay. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm going to give this a 55 out of 100. Didn't resonate with me.
Around
55.
Hold on.
Jake, relax. Don't worry. This is very normal.
No. That's higher than I thought. That's higher than I thought.
Yeah, I thought you were going to give it under 50.
Reviews low numbers all the time.
Before I officially cede my time, Jake, was this your favorite movie of all time?
It's in my top 4.
Okay.
I believe it's in my top 4 on Letterboxd.
Okay.
50?
It might be. It's not my favorite.
Good.
I give the Golden Banana a 47.
No, Golden Banana's 80 at least. Wait, hold on. 60. I forgot. Jake, you don't know this. I forgot about this. They do say past lives multiple times in this movie.
Is that a thing for you?
That is
They
a
have
thing
to
for
say
me.
their
That's my
name.
personal thing.
5.
If you say the thing, you get extra points for that. So yeah, 60.
This is the most frivolous way to.
They also say, yeah. They
And
say
I will
quite a
just
bit.
mention Time. It's not my favorite movie of all time now either.
You still gave it 100.
So
though.
I did give it
JC,
100.
you
but
gave it 100.
JC, I just
Yeah,
want to
no,
hold
but
you.
I gave her
JC.
Your
100.
movie's
I
supposed to
gave
be
her
her.
100.
What did you give her?
100.
You also
100.
gave a David Lynch movie. Didn't you give Blue
No, I
Velvet
did.
100?
No.
No,
Oh, you did.
No,
Time
I
did.
gave Mulholland Drive.
Jake, no
He gave-
movie's 100. You know that,
I don't
right?
agree.
You know that, right? 100 is the speed of light. You can't go 100.
I think 100 movie.
What is it?
No,
Yes.
it's impossible to get a perfect score. Otherwise, what are we reaching for constantly?
I
There
have
always
to.
has to be
We're
that
reaching
99.
for this. We're reaching for this.
If
This
you
is
go
what
the
we're
speed of
reaching
light,
for.
you're going to blow up. JC, you studied astrophysics. You know you can't
I
go the
did.
speed of light. It's impossible. You're going to explode, implode. Okay.
I think
Jake,
we
you
can
want
one
to
day.
Do you want to hear my 100?
Yeah,
And
yeah, I
judge
wanna-
me.
yeah.
Yes, I do.
In the Mood for Love.
What the hell is that?
I was gonna mention that movie, like, because I was gonna talk about
love. That's what it's called?
Not the
Yeah,
song.
In the Mood for Love.
Wong Kar-wai.
It's a whole. I just got his name wrong. You say it because
Jake's my
Wong Kar-wai.
Wong
romantic
Kar-wai.
man.
Yeah, Wong Kar-wai. Yeah, that is
Yes,
my
an
romantic
I'm
warrior.
very
film.
romantic.
Jake, will you change your Twitch handle to Romantic Warrior instead, please? I think that's fire.
I'll do it for a day. For you.
You try it on like a pair of pants to see how
Try it on like
Yeah,
a
you can't check it for a month.
bit.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I want to hear
Mulholland.
this beautiful
What's
director, young
going on,
director's
guys?
summary.
It's Romantic Warrior.
Romantic
here.
Warrior 69 420 coming at you.
Subbed.
And thank you for the shirt, love, Tracy. You're the best.
Oh, W. Tracy.
You're the best, Tracy. But yeah, what are we doing next?
We need
week?
Jake to do
Jake's
his
turn.
review. Oh my God, JC, you're so wild.
You're right.
Jake-
You're so right.
That
I'll
green
just-
shirt
I'll
has
just
got you
go.
out of pocket.
Please, Jake, go ahead.
Have some more water for
You're
God's
so
sake.
right. You're so right. I'm sorry.
I know I've
Getting ahead of
talked
myself.
quite a bit, but I feel like I've barely talked because I can talk about this film so much. I think, I'm going. I love this film so much because I think it's very personal. I understand. I love. JC will know from my films and my writing that I love the quiet. I love the not melodramatic. I love the really quiet, intimate sort of films and stories. And this is what this is. It's personal, but also at the same time very just normal. And I think there's beauty in that, definitely. Oh my goodness. I think it's shot so well. Especially the landscapes. Like, you can tell that these are played. You can't shoot cities like this unless you've lived in them and you know them. And I think that's really lovely. You don't get all the typical places. Like, I think in the screen, especially that the park that the kids go on the date in the at the start. I think in the screenplay book, Celine Song writes it like, you've probably never heard of this park, but for people who live in Seoul, it's like very iconic. Like, it's very, very iconic. And I love, JC will also know that I love turning locations into characters. And I think, Seoul and New York, they you can tell that Celine Song has really, really lived in these places. And that shows in the cinematography. I love all the chemistry between the actors and the different chemistry. I think if you draw like at the triangle, you've got like all the different, like, I love especially the way that that Arthur interacts with Hae-sung. Like, I think we were talking about the scene where they meet for the first time. You can see that he's very apprehensive, and then he sort of looks down, then he smiles, and then he's just a nice guy, and nice to a fault. And I love that. I love all the way that these characters interact with each other. I think I didn't even talk about the bedroom scene, about the language, the stuff that you loved, Time. I loved that so much. That particularly hits home for me. Dreaming in a foreign language always makes me tear up a little bit. Oh my goodness. And yeah, just there's so much. That final scene where she says goodbye always makes me tear up as well. I think that's really beautiful. Yeah, just it's not an 100 because I guess some of the stuff that Time did mention, now that it is in my head, it's like you've planted the seed of doubt.
I'm sorry. He spit in your food is what he did. Now you can't eat it.
Don't let him poison you.
No, I just love how kind and empathetic everyone in this film is to each other. Oh, and I didn't even talk, and like in cinematography, the writer's retreat is so beautiful, like the sunset shots with the lights.
Oh yeah,
yes. What a beautiful home when the field opens up and it's like staged like Better Homes and Gardens. It's like, oh my god, I want to go on a retreat.
That scene when it was just them two and like the lighting was perfect.
And the park bench, and they're having a glass of wine, she's having a beer, and they're like, oh. Yeah. And she's telling them about the concept of immune, which is 8,000 layers of interactions over time. And she's like, well, we just tell that to people that we're flirting with or whatever it was. And like, okay, it's time to fucking, let's go,
I will say a criticism I have for Materialists is that she uses the exact same like lighting setup in that movie for a scene. So she's a little bit repeating herself a little bit, but yeah, that's that. But I have a few criticisms.
It's iteration, though. It's not necessarily a repetition if it's a little bit different, right? If iteration is like we keep doing the same thing to try to make it better, like that's why we practice the same song over and over and over before a tour.
The same Celine song, so that if you will,
you master it.
Oh, also the soundtrack. I sent. I really loved the soundtrack as well. It's very. There's something very like magical about it. There's like soft,
whimsical.
Like, the soft sort of
the childhood scenes were well adapted to that. And I love the dinosaur in the park, and they're like playing with it, and they're like I love how they're playing. Like I remember, like it jogged a memory of mine when you're a kid. Like it's fun to jump with an umbrella because it has that little lift to it, right? And they're so young and they still enjoy that. That's a great scene, right? That's reminds you of the nostalgia. And I think we're all addicted to nostalgia. And that's another robust theme in this film is like our addiction to our perception of reality of the past, which is never the exact truth. You know, it's almost like a whipped cream version of reality.
Well, like you said, more than half of love is in the mind. And I think that is Nora's, you know, that is her character arc. She's not, maybe she wasn't in love with Haesung. Maybe she was in love with her childhood. Maybe she was in love with Seoul. You know, and I think that final scene at the bar is her realizing that you know that's
what it is
for that.
There's a scene where she says like, "I'm gonna marry him" or something when she's a kid, and and the mother's like, "Oh, you know, like you know," she's asking about the relationship, and she basically says like, "He'll do what I say." Right, because he likes me, and that I keep hearing in my head while they're interacting because it's almost about her power. Right? Like her relationships, I don't feel like she's in love with either Arthur or the boyfriend. I feel like she's in love with her capacity to manipulate to a certain extent. And she might not even be prescient of that. She might not even acknowledge that, but you have to understand she's a fucking lioness who's trying to make a Tony Award winning stage play. Those type of mentalities are very aggressive as far as they don't even know.
Hey, Prag, whose final thoughts is it? Remind me.
Tasting a bit of sauce on my meal. Yeah, tasting a bit of sauce.
Like I could taste a little bit of.
You're right. And actually, I'll let
mayo.
Ooh, my fault.
Oh, it's Sweet Baby Ray's.
It's bitter mustard. No, I love it. I love this film a lot. I'm a big advocate for having a lot of empathy for people and being kind and just like even if it sucks for Arthur, which it does, and even if it sucks for Haesung, which it does, everyone does the right thing in the end, even though it hurts.
It sucks for Nora.
I really like that. It sucks for Nora as well because she's caught in between and she has to say goodbye to her past. But
Nora didn't even get to all the migrant
stuff. But yeah,
she's the center and she loves being the center of attention. She loves these two men are like in love with her. She loves all that shit. Like she is not a perfect angel in this.
No.
No, absolutely. I don't think anyone
Her ego
is
is
except for
robust.
Arthur.
Okay.
I think
But
she's
she's-
just very
Arthur's unreal.
career focused, which she kind of has to be, career focused.
Arthur's a
'cause
martyr. I hate a fucking martyr. Because they're like, oh, poor me.
But he's not poor me. He's not poor me. He just
Kinda
lets
is.
it happen. He lets
I
it
know.
happen.
But like, is he doing it because he's powerless? Because of his
He's
love,
doing-
or his need to be
I
loved,
think.
or is he doing it because
he's
he doesn't
doing it
have the
'cause he
guts
gives
to
a shit.
leave? I think he doesn't have the fucking nuts to pack.
I
That's
don't
what I
agree.
think.
I don't agree.
Okay.
I think
Well,
he gives.
now we have
I
two
think he
people putting
literally
sauce
just
everywhere.
gives a shit. No, we're saucing all over.
I think the director would love that I found more nuance in their
Salsa
characters than you did, JC. I think there's more to these people than there's always levels. People are both good and evil.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to say about David Lynch and what he tries to do. Like, I think you've hit the nail on the head with David Lynch now. We've come to it. We've come to an agreement now. That's good. That's good. I love it. I love you, Prag.
I love you, JC. It's good when we disagree. That's what makes a show, right? Otherwise, we're just agreeing, and the show is 5 minutes. So it's good that we.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake, what did you give this out of 100?
I'm gonna go with a very comfortable 95.
95.
Okay.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
I can live with
Thank
that.
you so much.
Post Time's little crash out.
Yeah.
There's got to be a couple crash outs.
wasn't a
here.
crash
There's
out.
got to be,
It
and
wasn't
I
a crash
understand
out.
it. I understand it. It's yeah.
I was
think-
riveted by what you were saying, Tom. Like genuinely.
It is consistent with his critical perception over time. If you look at all of the reviews we've done, I'm not shocked.
What does that mean?
But I think that's why I love it more
I mean, that,
because
I'm not
We've learned a
surprised
lot
that you
about
found
you.
this movie to underwhelm you because it's consistent with other films that have overwhelmed you underwhelmed for the same reasons. And that's not a bad thing because there's movies that you like that I don't like, and they're good movies too. And that's
Pirates of
not
the Caribbean,
who cares?
at World
It's fine. It's good that we disagree. It gives flavor. Okay, we got
I
to get
think
ready for the next flavor, though, right?
My-
The show's up soon.
my closing thoughts is I want to bring up, like, I think Time and all of you guys bring up a lot of sort of injustices or the ways that people in this film are flawed and they're not nice. And I think for a lot of people that makes a lot of people upset and angry and feel like they should get back. But I think it's even more beautiful and it's even more lovely when people are kind and empathetic when they're not treated how they should be. Like I think
Christmas.
to be, put in a bad spot and then to still be kind when you don't have to. Like it's easy to be like a good person. It's easy to be kind when
When it's easy,
everything's working out for you.
when it's tough, is when your values come checked.
Exactly. I think that's what I love about this film is how it's just an awful situation for everyone to be in, but everyone is still very lovely to each other and they all give each other lots of time and space. And I think that's important. And that's why I love this film. 95.
5.
11.
Thank you so much for coming on, Jake. This has been a dream. Like I've wanted you to come on for ages.
Yeah, well, I got to
just-
break up the Anders appearances, so
Oh, you.
just
Well,
make
he
him
keeps
a permanent
asking, man.
member at this point. Just make him a member.
I love
just had to
I
ask.
love
How many times have you
Anders.
been on?
I love
And
Anders like 3 times.
And Joey is now.
Ababox
Joey
is
is
the one
now
who's been on
us
the
as
most.
well.
Ababox
but-
is having us watch a 28-hour fucking film.
right.
Okay,
God,
so
he's
like,
just
listen,
getting- he
there's
just
levels
wants you
to
to
this
watch
shit.
End of Evangelion. It's your choice to
We
watch.
have to-
the
we
rest
have
of
to
the
do
show.
joking, but the
justice.
joke
We
is
have to
funny
do
when I
justice.
say it like that, right? Like it's not literally true, but it's funnier when I say it, right? Like
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Um,
No, I love
Thank
having
you
you
for
on,
the
Jake, and I really hope you share your information in the Discord because I want to follow your work, and I love
Thank you.
To meet you, and I hope you come on again. And I had a great time. I really enjoyed your perspective, and I love that you're not a fucking hard ass Call of Duty fucking broham because I'm so fucking sick of those characters.
Whoa, bro! You talking about
Like, I
Todd?
love
try.
that you see the sweet and the sensitive parts and the colors and the lights because that's the shit that I really enjoy that. I really
Thank
enjoy that
you.
perspective.
I try.
I can't wait till Anders hears about this injustice against him. Ridiculous.
I love Anders.
What about Mitchell
He's a
and
king.
Mitch
Yeah,
Mitchell,
I'll bring him back as well.
my
I promise.
Paddington
I'll
Bear.
bring
We
him
should
back.
have all three of them on.
They're all great, yeah.
We should have
I'll
an
bring
episode
it
where it's just those three do an episode. We just go live. It's those three. We're
It's
not
we're
here.
in it, yeah.
If you want, I will definitely be back with another even kinder, even more empathetic movie.
God damn it!
I hope so. I love it.
If someone picks my girl, I'm gonna fucking lose
Jake.
I'm gonna pick my girl.
No, we're not
Don't
doing
pick my girl.
I'm gonna pick my girl.
Amelie.
What are we doing next week? We've got
I don't know.
We've got Mad Teabagger. We got Mad Teabagger on the show, and he has
pick a
picked.
movie?
Yes.
Yeah, he picked Quentin
The
Tarantino's.
overrated and overblown. Go ahead, say it.
Yeah, you don't know. You
Go
don't
ahead,
know.
say it.
What?
We
Go
gotta
ahead,
watch
say
it
it.
again.
and say
Quentin
it.
Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is his most recent film, and we're going to be.
Wait a minute. Don't
talking.
resubjugate the review.
I'm just kidding.
No, that's not fair. Wait till
I've
the
seen it. I like
reviewer
it.
do
I'm
it.
kidding.
Watch it again.
Watch it again.
Okay. Because it's like we don't, we give it a fresh look if you don't like it.
It's gonna be 100 because Brad Pitt's.
And
It's either 100 or 0 for us.
I also want to say, Time, like I really appreciate your bravery in speaking your truth about this movie. Like I genuinely, genuinely, it's impressive. No, genuinely. I'm not trying to be patronizing.
Tearjerker. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You came to the World Labor Tennis Center without a racket.
Yeah,
you performed
that's exactly what it sounds like.
Papaya.
I'm not like that.
So brave.
It's genuinely like
Genuinely,
I have only talked to people who adore this film, and so, like I said, you've.
I think this review,
and I think cold.
And I think this review is richer because of what you said. And I like, don't laugh. It's genuinely how I feel.
You're the Kangaroo King tonight, mate. Absolutely.
I love you, Tom. I love you, Jake.
Thanks.
And then no one says I love you to back to JC, which is terrible. JC, I love you.
I did.
But Jake, I'm waiting on Jake.
I said it.
I heard it.
It's too soon to say you love me, Jake, so don't say it. But I do love you.
I'll see you all next week, except for Jake. And I hope I'm back in the Big Apple, the Australian Big Apple again soon.
What a big couple of episodes.
Big
Unelectable
Apple.
Airways, 5th anniversary, Jake's first appearance. Wow, this is a big fucking show. Follow the YouTube.
I love it.
Remember what this means. See you guys later. Bye.
See ya.